And to President Yoon and Mrs. Kim, thank you for making the journey. We were delighted to have you here. I believe this visit tonight has brought two nations even closer together. Yesterday evening, President Yoon and Mrs. Kim joined Jill and me at the Korean Veterans War Memorial. And we walked past the soldiers standing in steel, their steel carvings, and standing sentinel, and read the names of the fallen etched in the granite. And as many of you know, at the end of the memorial, there's an engraving that reads, "Our nation honors her sons and daughters who answered the call to defend a country they never knew and a people they never met." It's a solemn reminder that our alliance was born out of not shared borders, but need, shared beliefs, a belief in democracy, liberty, security, and above all, a mutual belief in freedom. A little over 70 years ago, Korean and American troops stood together for those beliefs, serving and sacrificing so that children in both our countries might have a better future. And it's a future we're living today. The way the Korean people have transformed your country, Mr. President, through courage and hard work, is one of the most prosperous and respected nations in the world, is testament to the boundless possibilities our people can achieve when we do it together. And we know that our work is not yet done. Today, it's our duty to answer the call, that call to make the world better for those who will come after us. You know, this visit is about reaffirming all that unites our two nations. It's about a commitment to bear one another's concerns and listen to each other's dreams. It allows us to overcome every difficulty and with great determination. That allows us to move further and faster in space, cyber, technology, and in all areas that matter most to our future. And that allows us to build a world that is worthy of our highest hopes, and a world that we want for our own children and grandchildren. We stand at an inflection point, many of you have heard me say before, where the decisions we make now are going to determine the course of our future for decades to come. But I've never been more optimistic, and I mean I've never been more optimistic about our nations, what we can achieve together if we continue to work together as allies and as friends. So please join me, and I'm looking for something to toast with here. Thank you so much. So please join me to our partnership, to our people, to possibilities, and to the future of the Republic of Korea and the United States will create together. May we do it together for another 170 years.
Read the whole content? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Thank you.
근데 잠깐만요. 근데 좀 생각은 해봐야지. 근데 우리가 생각할 건 아니고.
바이든 대통령님과 바이든 박사님, 그리고 한미 동맹을 지지하는 귀빈 여러분의 따뜻한 환대에 감사드립니다. 오늘 이 성대한 만찬장에 함께 하시는 여러분들이야말로 역사상 가장 훌륭한 동맹이라 평가받는 한미 동맹의 든든한 주주이자 후원자이십니다. 아일랜드 시인 셰이미스 하니는 존경받는 행동이야말로 모든 사람들 사이에서 힘을 얻는 길이라고 말했습니다.
Mr. President, Dr. Biden, esteemed guests and supporters of the ROK-US Alliance, thank you for your warm welcome. Each of you at this magnificent and wonderful state dinner today is a reliable stakeholder and sponsor of the ROK-US Alliance, which is one of the greatest in history. Mr. President, allow me to quote an Irish poet of yours. Seamus Heaney once wrote, Behavior that's admired is the path to power among people everywhere.
지난 70년간 한미 동맹을 지탱해온 분들의 존경받는 희생과 행동이 모여 우리의 동맹은 미래를 향해 함께 행동하는 강력한 동맹이 됐습니다. 전쟁의 폐허 속에서 태동한 한미 동맹의 씨앗은 지난 70년간 충실하게 자라나 이제 울창한 숲을 이루었습니다. 한국이 이루어온 유례없는 경제 성장과 역동적인 민주주의의 바탕에는 항상 한미 동맹이 있었습니다.
The admired sacrifices and actions of those who have propped up the Iraq-U.S. alliance for the past 7 decades have come together to forge a strong alliance in action moving toward the future. The seeds of the Iraq-U.S. alliance sown in the ruins of the Korean War have steadfastly grown over the past 70 years to form a rich and dense forest. The Republic of Korea's unprecedented economic growth and dynamic democracy have always been rooted in the Iraq-U.S. alliance.
오늘 바이든 대통령님과 저는 한미동맹 70주년을 함께 축하하고 미래 협력 방안에 관해 깊이 있게 의견을 교환했습니다. 한미 동맹에 대한 신뢰와 협력 의지가 강철 같다는 점을 재차 확인했습니다.
Today, President Biden and I together celebrated the 70th anniversary of the Iraq-U.S. alliance and had in-depth discussions on ways to further deepen our partnership in the future. We reaffirmed that our trust in the alliance and our willingness to closely work together going forward remain ironclad.
한미 양국의 미래 세대는 또 다른 70년을 이어갈 한미 동맹으로부터 무한한 혜택을 받을 것입니다. 앞으로 한미 동맹은 현재의 복합 위기에 대응해서 더 많은 역할과 책임을 수행할 것입니다. 우리가 함께 맞이하는 이 동맹의 미래는 자유, 민주주의, 법치, 인권과 같은 핵심 가치에 단단하게 털을 잡을 것입니다.
The alliance will last another 7 decades and beyond, and it will open endless opportunities to the future generations of our two countries. And going forward, the Iraq-U.S. alliance will take on more roles and responsibilities in order to tackle the complex crisis of our times. We will together embrace the future of the alliance, undergirded by our shared core values of freedom, democracy, the rule of law, and human rights.
한미 동맹은 양국의 안전과 번영을 담보하고 인태 지역을 비롯해서 글로벌 차원의 평화와 안정에 기여하게 될 것입니다. 오늘 이 자리를 함께해 주신 여러분들이 바로 그러한 동맹을 만들어낸 장본인들이십니다. 우정은 네잎 클로바 같아서 찾기는 어렵지만 일단 갖게 되면 그것은 행운이다라는 속담이 있습니다.
The alliance will not only ensure the security and prosperity of both countries, but also contribute to the peace and security in the Indo-Pacific and of the world. And those of you joining us here today are the main drivers for building such an alliance. And there's an old saying, and Mr. President, this one is also Irish, that goes, a good friend is like a four-leaf clover, hard to find and lucky to have.
여러분, 오늘은 한미 동맹이라는 이 네잎 클로버가 지난 70년의 영광을 넘어 새로운 뿌리를 뻗어나가는 역사적인 날로 기억되기 바랍니다. 미래로 힘차게 전진하는 한미 동맹을 위하여 건배를 제의합니다.
Today will be remembered as a historic day where the Iraq-U.S. alliance, like a four-leaf clover, spreads its new roots wide beyond the glory of the past 70 years. Now I ask you to join me in the toast to our alliance, confidently marching toward the future.
우리의 강철 같은 동맹을 위하여.
To our ironclad alliance.
Very good. 고맙습니다. Thank you.
Can I sign?